but ow. Somebody said that you sounded like Bruce Springsteen.
No, it's backwards. I read a thing where he listened to my voice. You know, a lot of what he does is from my singing. So yeah, that's
Bruce Springsteen was listening to you.
yeah. You know, my voice and the way I sang. So that's what I heard. You know, so
Well,
no, I have never given Bruce Springsteen a second thought. You know.
Well, not exactly true, because you have a song that you tried to get to him one time, and it for some reason or other didn't happen. So which song was that again?
Oh, don't get me lying.
I'm not lying. It was.
I don't know. I can't remember, but I remember we did had a song for him.
Yes.
But I got
was it on Broadway?
Down on Broadway.
Was that it?
I don't know, but that would be a good one for him. Got songs for everybody. You know, when you're
you haven't done badly. You got the song to Ray Charles.
Yeah, that happened real. I just walked in. I mean, what are the odds?
Tom Jones.
Yep.
And George Jones.
George Jones. Yeah, I don't know how it is. I knew someone used to know who wrote that. I got Jack Timpson to help me out with that. And when I told him, I said, that's for George Jones. And little did I know that he was really going to cut it.
Well, we did that.
Yeah, but the Ray Charles story, I think we've done that as well. But I just, the odds on that happening are probably 5 million to 1 or something, because everybody wants a Ray Charles cut, you know. And I just had it on a cassette and popped it on.
You know how often that doesn't happen.
Yeah. On Margie Urich's desk, and the next thing you know, 6 months later.
And Ray Charles loved the song and did it exactly like you.
Yeah, and added one. He did it exactly, word for word, note for note, phrase for phrase, and then at the end he put his Ray Charles signature thing on it.
Well, so did Tom Jones.
And so did Tom Jones, yeah.
He actually remarked about how much he loved your voice.
Yeah.
Wanted to know who it was singing.
Yeah,
right?
before he knew it was me.
So, hey, cat going at it here. Could you sing a little on Broadway?
Yeah, oh yeah. Cruising in my caddy, listening to my radio. I wanna drive a little faster, 'cause they're playing rock and roll. But the cops are in the alley, scoping out the scene. From what they tell me on the TV, those guys are really mean. Are they looking for someone like me? Down on Broadway.
Yeah.
Well, there's a wino on the corner, holding out his hand.
Singing.
Says he needs $1, but I know he needs a friend. Up and down the sidewalk, flashing neon lights. Ladies of the evening, they are looking for a ride, and they'll love you if you've got the time. Down on Broadway, boom, boom, boom. And it takes me to the river, at the dead end of the street, where I turn around, head back uptown, where people only dream that they're never gonna be down on Broadway. Yeah, it says, then a rich man in his high-rise, long black limousine escapes into the nightlife for a neon fantasy. Ask him in the bar room how did it ever get so strange. They'll tell you in a heartbeat it's always been the same, and I don't think it is gonna change. down on Broadway. Yeah. That's about Broadway down in Nashville.
Ah.
Yeah. And my buddy Ted Lindsay wrote the line, the cops are in the alley scoping out the scene.
That doesn't sound like a line that you would write.
No, I don't say scoping out the scene. No, Ted Lindsay, he wrote that part of that song.
Okay. Well, I know you know how Nashville works.
I can laugh like Ted Lindsay. That's
Terrible.
That's how he laughs.
Oh boy.
And that's a belly laugh there. That's a. I hope he's still alive.
That sounds like a nightmare. That sounds like a nightmare. And by the way, it's like only 8 o'clock in the morning, so.
Oh yeah.
You're singing. You're in good voice. You're in good voice even at 8 in the
morning coffee. Yeah.
Morning voice. Good morning.
Yeah, morning voice. Hello, baby.
Oh, you can sing to me all day.
Yeah, I like singing a cappella.
Yeah, well, I thought you were going to get the guitar, and you didn't do it. So.
Don't need a guitar when you sing
I know,
like me.
man.
We was talking about my voice, not my guitar playing. I can sing good in the morning. I can't talk very well, though. Oh. Getting a little action here with a little
puppies
dog.
going at it.
Oh, she's having fun. Love my little dog.
Savvy.
Oh,
Whoa.
man, she gets everything bigger than
I
she
thought
is.
she grabbed the cat.
No, she will.
What's she doing over there?
Oh, she's having a hell of a time.
She's after that lamb.
It's like a toy house, you know.
So anyway, back to Bruce Springsteen. Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool, you know, that he had been listening to my voice, my singing, and I had some kind of an effect on him, and that he certainly didn't need it. You know, I think Bruce Springsteen's a great singer.
Love
Yeah.
love.
I love
Bruce
his
Springsteen.
voice, and I love his delivery.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. It's like a lot of people can sing, but you can't deliver the message. You know, you got to be able to. You got to have a message to deliver.
What
If you haven't got anything to say, you know, stay home, be quiet. You know, but if you got something to say, you know, put it out there, and if it's right, it'll come across.
What I love about Bruce Springsteen is he's very straightforward and no hot licks, none of that sort of thing. It's just real, just straight up.
No rock star, you know, godliness, you know, above the untouchable, you know, all that nonsense that they. English rock stars are like that. They're funny like that, you know. More untouchable, out of reach, and all of this stuff. What they are, they're out of touch with reality. You know, I've worked with all those guys.
Well,
I know them.
George was different. He was.
George was different, but you know, they're out of touch with the real world. You know, the people that I know, like the Stones, you know, Eric Clapton. They're not in touch with you and me and the man next door. You know, I mean, I run into people all the time. They don't know who Eric Clapton is. You know, they're not into rock and roll. Or I could say he's not into rock and roll anymore, but I haven't heard anything that sounds like real good rock and roll from him in years. You know. Everything seems to be formalized or formulated.
Well, I think he was trying new things. I mean,
Yeah,
Pilgrim,
he's
I
always
remember,
been
I
trying
liked
new
that
things.
record very much, Pilgrim, and I liked the way
Yeah,
he
you
was
liked that.
experimenting with new sounds and stuff like that.
He told me one time, we were standing in the street. I ran into him in London, and pulled over on the side of the road talking, and people were stopping, looking at us. And he said, and I'll tell you when this was. He had a song that Troy Seals wrote called "Rock and Roll Heart." He's a songwriter He's a songwriter from Nashville, and Eric did this song. I'm sorry, but it's a real lame song. But he did, real lame stuff.
Yeah, but it's
but
that
that was
hit-
when he's doing all that Tulsa time and all that, I shot the sheriff. We did no sweat sets, But he did this thing, and I said, what is this you're doing here? What is this rock and roll heart song, man? And he said, well, I had to compromise.
That's what the record companies do to you.
He had to compromise to stay in the game,
Right.
I've never compromised my art, my craft, my soul. I've never done it. I've never compromised anything in my life to get to this morning cup of coffee. Never.
And it's a good cup of coffee.
And it's a damn good cup of coffee. It's my third cup of coffee. Waiting around trying to find out about my dog, But no compromise. And I sweat on every set. I mean, if I don't break a sweat when
You're
I'm
from
working,
Memphis, honey,
I
that's
think
why.
there's something wrong,
You're from Memphis. You're from
Yeah, I'm from Memphis, and that's got an L in it, Memphis.
What? What?
Memphis. There's a silent L in Memphis.
Where's the L?
It's right between the P and the H,
H.
Memphis. Where are you from? Memphis. Yeah. They said, I'm like Elvis, it's like, I tell you, that was a big deal for me. I saw the definitive Memphis accent is three people, is Elvis Presley, Bobby Whitlock, and Aretha Franklin. Man,
Yeah.
what a great sandwich.
Somebody said that. Yeah, I forget.
Yeah.
It was written in some article.
No, it was in a book. And yeah, it was in a book. I read it. I went, wow, that was just way too cool.
Well, it was Jeff Goldblum came to you one time.
And Jeff Goldblum came. We ran it, and he ran into me. I was in a bar. That's when I was throwing down. I was in a bar on the river.
You were throwing down?
Yeah.
Throwing?
Throwing down.
Throwing down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still
But
throwing.
anyway, I was in this bar, and it was having lunch, And up walks Jeff Goldblum from the other side of the room. And you can see the river from
Jeff
from
Goldblum.
this
I
point.
love Jeff
Yeah,
Goldblum.
and he said, can we just talk for a minute? I said, yeah. And I remembered that he was an actor, but I couldn't put my finger on it. I recognized his face. And he just said, I just want to talk to you for a minute. He said, I'm getting ready to do a movie, and I really need a true Southern accent to hear it. And
Well, he liked yours.
yeah, he liked my accent, and this was before I knew about the definitive Memphis accent in Memphis, Memphis.
Well,
But yeah, pretty cool. And then it turns out he did this movie, and he's some Southern gentleman. He's wearing white.
I remember that. Yeah, I forget what it
Yeah.
is.
So, but he got some of his accent, or from listening to me talk for a little bit.
Interesting. And there's also another very interesting story, kind of funny, the one about the Soul Man.
Yeah, there's this guy. What his name is with those songwriters. Harry Shapiro. I never forget a name or a face.
Sounds like an
or act.
attorney.
Yeah, it does sound like an attorney. Harry Shapiro. For you, Harry. This is for you. All right, he asked me, I don't know, we met
What the hell?
Sundance Saloon in the Valley, in Calabasas. And he sung, he's a writer, and he wanted me to write a song with him. And it's for a movie, and it's called Shades of Grey. Went over to his house. This is like in the Valley. Went over, Harry Shapiro. I saw his face the other day. This is what's his name? Glick? Jiminy Glick?
Jiminy Glick. Nobody goes, but. Okay.
5-finger pointer, 4 fingers and a thumb. Anyway, he called me, went over to his house. He gave me the script. Shades of Grey was this movie. I read the script, and I said, they need to change the name of this, Shades of Grey. I kept that manuscript for a long time until I just got so pissed off I had to burn it. But Shades of, I said, they need to call this Soul Man and get Hayes and
Here's Oya.
Sam and Dave to do all the things and do all the Stax Volk catalog. Well, I'll be damned if it wasn't a year or so later. There's this movie, and it's called Soul Man. It's got that kid actor in it, that grew up, and you know who I'm talking about. He's a dark-haired kid.
Yes, I do.
Anyway, he was in all kinds of movies with cars and punks and all the business, High School Bop and anyway, I told Cropper about it, and he said, "Oh man, they should have compensated you and credited you with that." I said, "Well, I'll take compensation as and credit as lesson learned."
Oh well, that same thing happened to me with Mike Nesmith. Bought a name from me, Swanky Modes.
Swanky
paid
Modes.
$500 for it. Next thing I know, I'm in Hollywood.
And the sign.
And you see it, and they made a movie, and it's called Tape Heads, and you'll see it in there.
Yeah, Coco's sign. Swanky Modes. That
Swanky
was
Modes. And
oh, okay.
it was bizarre, when I
Swanky
found
Modes.
out it was Mike Nesmith bought it.
Yeah.
But he had some lackey come by it and didn't tell us until later. Okay,
Yeah.
That's what the deal was with that.
Well,
And I think those two movies came out about the same time.
Yeah, they probably figured you'd be wanting some of that glue money that he's. No, I said, what is that white?
Yeah, whiteout.
Whiteout money.
That's funny coming from the Soul Man.
To whiteout.
To whiteout. White folks.
That's
what white folks do.
He recorded "I Looked Away." Mike Nesmith did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God! All these connect.
Yeah,
So
right out like that. Yeah, he did "I Looked Away."
I remember that. Yeah.
She's having fun on the floor. Kids these days. Okay, lamb chops says I give.